So, who had it right? If you had it right, it might mean something about you. It just means that you are old on the internet because that guy is the creator of MySpace and it was your first ever friend on MySpace. Who reminds of MySpace? MySpace was kind of the ancestor of Facebook, but now it kind of vanished. Why? Because the interface of MySpace became some cluttery, and people, MySpace didn't realize that people really want something clean. They want a clean interface. They want to share. Okay, it might sound surprising, but they wanted to share their real identity. Why? Because it's easier to find someone and to be found, which is the core of a social network. All right. Second thing, Nokia. I know this talk is becoming very, very nostalgic. Everyone had a Nokia in the early 2000s, but nowadays everyone has a smartphone. What happened with Nokia? Nokia concentrated on the hardware. Nokia didn't realize that people were falling in love with touchscreens, with apps, with they wanted to listen to music on their phone. And same happened to BlackBerry. BlackBerry fell in love with the keyboard, the physical keyboard. But people wanted a touchscreen. Third story I want to tell you about is Coca-Cola. Back in 1985, Coca-Cola changed its recipe because they did some blind test and it appeared that people prefer the new recipe. But 70 days after that, they had to roll it back. Why did so? Because Coca-Cola never realized that people, well, people were emotionally attached to the old Coca-Cola taste, to the traditional Coca-Cola taste. All right. My name is Stefan, and I have been a customer support analyst for 3 years now, making your life easy on Odoo every day. Don't hesitate to scan the QR code behind me. This will lead you to a pad where you can ask all the questions you might have. All right, what was the common point between the three companies I told you about a few minutes ago? They failed. Why did they fail? Because they never listened to their customer. And guessing has a cost. What's the cost of guessing? Is that you can miss some opportunities. And if you miss opportunities, be sure that your competitors will capture it. Another cost it can have is focusing on the wrong priorities. Just imagine investing on R&D on the wrong product for which the market is not ready yet. Waste of time, waste of money. Also, your customer might churn. They leave you silently. Also, you might end up with blind spots. What do I mean with that? I mean that it's easy to measure the number of clicks on your website. It's easy to see the number of sales you have. But the emotional stuff, you cannot measure it directly without asking directly to your customer. What would be the advantage of really asking to your customer? It's easy. It's totally the other way around. You make data-driven decisions. You increase the loyalty and engagement of your customer. I mean, everyone loves to be heard. You love to be listened to. That's easy. Also, you might get a better return of investment by focusing where it matters the most. And also, you get an early warning system on your churns. All right, today we will focus on three business goals, which is the markets research, meaning investing on the, sorry, having a look on the market to identify the trends before your competitors do so, gathering feedbacks from your customers so you can improve your products, and once again, increasing the engagement. People love to be heard. All right, enough of talking. Let's switch to a demo. All right, I am here in the main Odoo dashboard, and we will open our lovely survey app. All right, if you never created any survey, you will land on this page where you will get proposed sample surveys. Let's open it. You see here, I got a brand new survey automatically created with already some pre-made questions. On the top of the screen, you can see the survey type that you can select. Okay, small parenthesis. Odoo surveys can be used for some other usages. The first one is on human resource. You can use it for recruitment, for appraisals, and also you can use it for e-learning, for example, for assessment, for quizzes, tests. All right, we will now focus on surveys. You got 4 tabs here below. So the first one being the questions, the second one being the options. We will come back to this later. The third one is the description that the participant will see when entering your survey, and then an end message like "Thank you for participating to this survey." All right, let's create our first question. Here you can ask your question above, just here. Sorry, it might be not easy to see. So let's ask, what's your favorite color, for example? And then you can select the question type. The question type will determine the answers you might have. So you might have multiple choice questions, where you can make only one choice, or multiple choice. You can have text boxes, single lines, multiple lines, numeric values, scale. If you don't know what a scale is, it is just like, are you satisfied? From very unsatisfied to very satisfied. That's it. Date, time, and matrix. If you don't know what matrix is, it's the same as scale, except that you have multiple questions. All right, let's select the first one, the multiple choice with only one answer. All right, we can add some possible answers. I will type red. Then you can add one more just by clicking here, add a line. Let's say green. Or you can just hit enter and add a new possibility. Let's say blue. Okay. Also, you have a tab with a description. This is guidelines to help participants to answer. If they need some more details that you don't want to put in the main question, or you could even add, let's say, a picture, just like the last question you answered. If I want to put that guy picture, I can. And then you also have the options specific to the questions. The show comments field is just allowing people to add one extra answer that is not in the possibilities. You can make the question mandatory with an error message if people don't answer. And you also have the conditional display. This will make you able to change the questions. Let me explain. I just close this question here, and let's come to the first one. You see the first question here is, how frequently do you use our product? All right. Okay, I removed my question, but no problem. Here, I can change it to the first question, and I will ask the question, what is your favorite color, only to the people that have answered, I use your product 1 to 3 times a week. All right, let's save and close. Also, what I didn't show you yet, I will put my answers again. All right, you see this column here with this option create leads. What does that mean? It means that when people answer red, it will automatically create an opportunity in your CRM. All right, enough for the questions. Let's go to the options. Okay, I forgot to show you also that you can easily reorder the question here just by drag and dropping it, just like that. And you can also add sections. Let's add section 1. Sorry. And section 2. So that I have my first section here and my second there. All right. Let's go back to the option. So you can display it with one page per question, with one page per section, or all the question on the same page. Also, you can decide that you will not ask all the question to the participant. So what does this mean? If I select this and I come back to the questions, here in the section you have a number. This number 1 here just means that I will ask only one question in there. And same for this, I will only ask one question in there. Right. Now let's go to the access mode. So it's the way you will communicate your survey. Will you simply send the link and anyone will be able to participate? Or will you allow only people invited by email to participate? See here, if I put it to anyone with the link and I try to share my survey, I can copy the link or I can send it by email. If I select invited people only, when I share it, I can just share the link. And when you share it by email, it will add a token identifying the email you send it to. Okay, I showed you how to create a survey, how to share it. How about the analysis? I will jump to a sample survey I made here. See this? So here we have already participants, and we have two buttons. We have the See Results button, and here you can see that we have everything already analyzed, right? And if you are not satisfied with the pre-made graphs, you can also analyze the result. This will open the participations in a spreadsheet where you can make your own graphs if you like to. So let's insert a chart, for example, here. All right. So we saw how to create, how to communicate, how to analyze. How about activating it? Easy. There are 3 ways to activate it. You can just drop an email to every participant if you like, or maybe not to everyone if you don't like, just by selecting them, action, and then clicking on send email, survey mail. The second one would be just to take the email addresses. I will copy it, all right, and to create a new marketing email. And then you can easily create a new mailing list just by adding the contacts in there, just like that. Third way of communicating is the CRM. Remember that option that I showed you, create lead in CRM? Let's have a look at it. So I'm here into my survey, and you see here we have a smart button opening you all the leads that were created through this survey. All right, let's open one. And here you have your CRM opportunity and you can message your potential future customer just like that. That's it for this demo. And as a conclusion, if you are a business owner, you are making business decisions every day. What matters is that are you making them on facts or on assumptions? And what's the cost of making a survey with Odoo? Just a few minutes, just like I show you. What's the benefit? Valuable insights about your customer or about the market. Making your customers happy. I told you earlier, everyone loves to be heard. Also, focusing your efforts where it matters the most, increasing your return on investment, and therefore gaining a competitive advantage. I wouldn't end this presentation without telling you how fast and easy it can be to start your first Odoo database. You can start your first Odoo database in a few minutes. And if you decide to go on the Odoo journey, our partners, our consultants, and our beautiful support team got your back. Thank you, and time for some Q&A.
How you doing?
Hey,
So the first question is there a possibility to do an anonymous survey if we don't want to know who answers what, or will it be possible?
sure, just by sharing the link, just like that, in our survey here. If you share just this link, you will not know who answers it.
Can you create an opportunity instead of a lead?
Um, this is pretty much the same. Yes, you, if you just simply don't activate the leads in the Odoo CRM, it will be directly an opportunity.
Can you share a survey template for someone else to collect answers and be able to use it?
What do you mean?
I think it
Okay,
goes
I get it. I get it. Um,
among the users maybe.
yeah, totally. And you can even restrict that to some people in your database, to some users, sorry. Yeah, and I didn't show you that, but you can also assign the leads to a specific sales team.
I have an EA assistant on WhatsApp. Can I link it with surveys for simplify the process of making questions?
Mm, honestly, I don't know. Um, I don't see any AI stuff in there. So I would say no at first, but don't hesitate to drop in at the AI booth in the Hall 7 for this, maybe.
Okay, last question so far. It's a little bit long, so bear with me.
Uh-huh.
Suppose we roll out Odoo surveys globally for HR and customer feedback, and we want to run near real-time multilingual sentiment analysis. For example, English, French, Romanian, Japanese,
Hmm.
on free text responses across multiple Odoo databases. Then consolidate those scores into a central Odoo instance for analytic dashboards.
I'm not sure I'm getting everything here. For the
Yes.
language part, you can definitely add languages in there. So you can translate, okay, here in this database, I only have English activated.
Hmm.
But the thing is that you can add language and translate all your questions and answer. For me, making it across different database doesn't really make sense. It depends on the exact business use, and maybe I would need some little clarification on that. But,
Yeah, well, the question was more intended to answer how would you architect such a system so that the NLP models run cost effectively at scale and the ATL between distributed Odoo instances avoids data duplication or latency bottlenecks. I think it's very specific question.
Yeah. It will need some time
More
to
context.
clarify
Yeah,
mostly and investigate a while, I guess.
perfect. We are receiving a last question right now.
Hmm.
It's being
I
generated
see
right
that.
now, so let's just give it a second. I think it's more towards to yourself. How did you do to have a live session?
All right. This is really, really easy. You
Hmm.
create a new survey and then you select here live session. Then you can just drop your session. I can show you my configuration just for the what we did here. So you see here we had 44 participants. Just here it's selected as a live session and you have this button create a live session, and when I click on it, boom, it's there. People can scan the QR code and that's it.
Well, I don't have any more questions, so thank you very much for everything.
My pleasure.